at these protests. We need to not stop the traffic. We need to get in unison with one another, get in unison with this country, because good afternoon. It's Sunday. Like always, all praise to God. We are here to inform, motivate, and educate. And today is a topic that I believe needs to come to the table. It needs to be discussed around many platforms, at these movements, at these rallies. As of today, yesterday, and pretty much earlier this week, there's been protests all over the nation, whether it's in New York, Chicago, Texas, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles. There's one going on as we speak in downtown LA. And let me show you what's going on out there. This is what you see on most protests going on out there right now. And the people's hearts are in the right place. They are trying to fight for what they believe is equality when it comes to immigration. And I agree with a lot of how they feel. What I do not agree on is how they're going about the protests. And I believe the main issue that most people are having is you don't see American flags in those crowds. Maybe you have one American flag for every 50 foreign flags, which could be Mexico, El Salvador, Honduras, Venezuela. You see all kind of flags, but the main flag that they should be using is the American flag. And before you go on to start calling me a sellout and say you don't know what you're talking about, listen for a second. You're trying to get the empathy of Americans. And when I say that, I mean citizens. And I'm not talking about citizens that have to be white, black, brown. I'm just talking about citizens. There's many citizens in this country that do wave that American flag. They are proud of the American flag. And when they see nothing but foreign flags being waved at the protests, the first thing they think is, but then you're not American. Why don't you go back to Mexico? Why don't you go back to Honduras? Why don't you go back to wherever you came from? And you can see on every single one of these news reports, whether it's Channel 5, Channel 7, anything in Chicago, go to the comments section. And that's exactly what you're going to see. And I believe, listen, everybody wants to see their flag waved in the air. Everybody wants to see their flag waved in victory with orgullo. But this is not an orgullo protest. This is a protest to let America know that we are Americans, that we work, that we take care of business, that we're not out here to steal, that we are for deporting criminals, that we are for deporting rapists, that we are for deporting people that have lost the right and pretty much the privilege to live in America, because it is a privilege to live in America. This country, you have people going over, mountains, deserts, straight jungles to get here. But once you get here, you better pick up the American flag. And esa es la cosa. We need to swallow that pride, swallow that orgullo, and know that this is high-stake politics. This isn't a car meet. This isn't where we're going burn out. This isn't when we close the streets up. And that's what I've seen a lot. Every one of these protests at the end, it turns into one of these burnouts where everybody's on the bikes doing donuts. You got the cars doing donuts. And people look at that and say, well, that's exactly what we're tired of in America. We're tired of people taking over these streets. We're tired of the criminal element. And that's what it's showing to the rest of the world. I understand that you guys are proud. I understand that you guys want to let them know where you're from. But what you have to let them know is that you are here and you are an American. Because whether you want to agree or not, you are Americans. And people that come here want to live the American dream. And we have to sit here and let these younger people know. We have to lead by example. Tell them, hey, guys, I understand. But in order for this to work, we need to see more American flags at these rallies, at these protests. We need to not stop the traffic. We need to get in unison with one another, get in unison with this country. Because trying to fight the type of administration you got right now, waving a Mexican flag, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe that just gives them more fuel. It gives them more ammo to see, they're not Americans. They'd rather wave their foreign flag. And that's what we need to change. We need to change that narrative. It's going to be tough. It's not easy, but it's the politically correct thing to do. You are now in high stake politics. This is not a car meet. This is not a lowrider show, people. This is not a concert. This are supposed to be real protests with real meaning, with real conversation, with people speaking up and not just saying, oh, you know, Mexico, Honduras. No, bro, that is not gonna win. I know it's hard for some people to understand that, but I'm trying to help you understand that the message is not getting across to your social media, to the people that support you. You guys are in a virtual bubble. In your bubble, this is the right thing to do. But I'm telling you that outside that bubble, nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. The majority of people, and I've talked to people who are super liberal, and they're telling me, bro, why are they waving those flags? I said, because the pride. You know, they think that their homies are doing it, their friends are doing it, and everybody's getting pumped up. Yeah. And at the end, the people who should be watching, the people who should be paying attention and say, you know what, man, these guys are Americans. They look at that and say, okay, they obviously don't love America. And I know that's not the truth, but it's about the perception. This is politics. This is narrating a story. And the story has to be that we came here looking for the American dream. Many of us found it, but it's made by working hard, taking care of business, and being proud to wave that American flag. That is my opinion on the subject. Whether you agree or disagree, it's not, we're not here to debate that, but we are here to hear your conversation. Leave a comment below. Let us know what you think. To me, God bless America, man, and God bless all the citizens and all the immigrants in this country. Thank you. Bye.